Hello everyone. Today I'll be discussing on communication methods. In this video I'll be discussing on the classification of communication methods according to form and use. We'll be also discussing on the factors guiding the selection and use of methods, advantages and limitations of each method. As we all know, communication is an integral part to human being. It is a conscious attempt made by a person to express oneself. Communication is defined as the process of transferring or exchanging of facts, ideas, opinions, or emotions by two or more people. It is a process of transferring messages from one person to another or from one source to another. There are different functions for communication as we discussed in the previous lectures, like information function, command or instructive function, interaction function, influencive or persuasive function, integrative, control, motivational, and feedback. And we also have discussed about the elements and problems of communication, in which we discussed that source, message, receiver, channel, audience are considered to be the elements of communication. And we have also seen the different models for communication put forward by various educationalists and communicationists, and we have also seen the importance of communication. Now, regardless of the classification, whether by form, nature of contacts, it is important to remember that communication involves all the senses, that is seeing, hearing, smell, touch, taste, everything. So extension situations frequently involve two or more communication methods or medium. Methods of communication and medium of communication can be considered the broad categories. So we can see this in our following slides. A method is a procedure or process for attaining an objective. The choice of a channel or method of communication is also known as extension teaching methods, or generally we call them as communication methods. Communication methods or the extension teaching methods are generally classified into three: individual method, group method, and mass method. Generally, in extension, the first method to be adopted is a mass method of communication, specifically when the audience or the learner's communication strategy is being planned. Awareness programs generally begin with the mass method. This is a method used to create alertness or creating awareness to the wider mass. The group and individual methods are used simultaneously or one behind the another. An individual method is used to facilitate greater understanding of the concepts taught, whereas group method of communication is mainly used to create acceptance of the concept that is being taught. The advantage of individual method of communication is that it helps the community worker or the extension worker to become familiar with the community members and their families. So, individual method, as the name suggests, it communicates with the people individually. So, through this method, the extension educator or the communication specialist becomes familiar with the geographical area, the type of the problems faced by the community members, and the nature of the people. So, it creates an opportunity through which specific advice or information can be given. Some of the advantages of this method are: it helps in building the rapport with the community, it facilitates gaining first hand knowledge, it helps in selecting local leaders, also helps in changing the individual attitude, it teach complex practices more easily, it facilitates transfer of technology, Then it enhances the effectiveness of group and mass methods, and it also facilitates getting feedback information. Because we know that communication helps people with similar problems to come together and take concerned action. So at this junction, we need to see people individual wise to make them believe about what is happening and what is the present situation and what ought to be. It may require organizing transportation and all other facilities that can make the individual method more expensive, which is considered to be the one of the very disadvantage of individual method, whereas this individual contacts can stimulate their interest and increase the involvement in extension activities. So some of the examples for the individual methods are farm and home visit, farmers call, personal letters, adaptive or mini kit trials, farm clinic, and we also have the individual telephone conversations that we have. The limitations, as I said, is the time consuming and relatively expensive because we are giving approach to one by one individual approach. Then low coverage of audience because there is a limitation for getting the information, sufficient information. So it takes a lot of time, and so we cannot coverage larger number of audience in a particular period of time. So there may develop favoritism, bias, etc. towards some persons, so which can also reflect in the other methodologies that will follow this process. So these are some of the limitations of this individual method. And disadvantages of this method are, as I said earlier, it requires a lot of time, constant follow-up and recording is needed in individual method. In that case, we need to think about another method if we need to meet the people in a group, which is known as the group method. So this offers the possibility of greater coverage in terms of geography and number of people being covered for an extension activity or a community activity. Group method allows a more reflective and interactive learning environment. People can sit together in groups and can discuss and can widely cover a lot of areas pertaining to them, and they can find solutions as well together. So support of the group helps the community worker to listen to the learners, discuss with them, and increase their involvement in the community activities. So it also increases self-confidence also when you join with other members or your peers and discuss the issues and try out new ideas and solutions and come up with variety of solutions for a particular problem. So the group methods are considered to be very effective for solving the issues of the community. It communicates with the people in groups and not as individual persons. The size of the group can be between 15 to 25 if it is a small group. If it is a medium group, it can be 25 to 50. And if it is a larger group, it can go up to 100, from 50 to 100. So depending upon the number of participants, groups can be small, medium, and large. Group discussions or group meetings are specifically meant for small groups. Field day or farmers day field trips are recommended in the group methods. Study tours that we used to do in our colleges are examples, typical examples of group methods. Result and demonstration methods are there. These are some of the examples of group methods. Let's see what are the advantages of group methods. They enables face-to-face contact. They facilitates sharing of knowledge and experience. They reach fewer people but offers more opportunities for interaction and feedback. Satisfies the urge of people for social contact. Motivate people to achieve change due to group influence. More effective than mass method because of its stimulating action, and since it covers larger area, it is less expensive compared to individual method. In spite of all these advantages, there are some disadvantages as well for the group method. They are, it takes a long time to come to a conclusion, as everybody in the group has to arrive at a conclusion. That we all know, like when we discuss in groups, we never end with solutions. We keep on discussing and the issue keep on going. So that is one of the, unless and until you can't control the group or you cannot monitor the group properly, the discussions keeps on moving. So it will be very difficult to arrive at a decision very quickly. So many a time people may not agree on issues and implications of the community work may sometimes get into difficult. So there are chances for people with greater ability to communicate who can influence the group. Their ideas and opinions can get promoted very easily. So at that time, chances of bias are very high. So heterogeneity leads to difficult learning situation. The members in the group may not be of the same nature. Then there can be vested interest, as I mentioned earlier. Caste, village fashions may hinder free interaction and decision making by group members. When group method of communication is used, the communicator or the extension worker will not have exact knowledge of the living situation and home of the community members, unlike the individual contact or the individual method. Because in individual method you are concentrating on a one person and you are going in depth to that person, so you are very familiar with the person in the community, whereas comparing to that it is limited in group method. Let's come to the third method of communication, which is known as the mass method, which all of us are very familiar with. If you want to give an idea, or if you want to create an alertness, or if you want to create awareness about a particular thing to a large mass of population in a particular same period span of time, you need to go for a mass approach, and this is exactly what it is called, the mass method. It communicates with a vast and heterogeneous mass of people without taking into consideration their individual or group identity. So the main advantage of this method is, as we all know, a large number of people can be covered in a very short period of time, and so it is very good for creating awareness about a particular thing to the community. For example, you might all be familiar with the COVID-19 outbreaks and the warnings and guidelines that we used to get from the government ministries and the health facilitators. So everything comes through mass media and not as individual media, or through individual media or group media. So that is how, if you want to create general awareness within a short period of time to a maximum number of population, you can definitely go for the mass method. And this communication works as a preparatory stage of extension activity and facilitates the enlisting of community members in extension activity. So farm publications, mass meetings, campaigns, exhibition, newspaper, radio, television, social media campaigns, Instagram pages, Facebook posts or Twitters are all examples of this mass method. While communicating with the masses, interaction is not possible. So we can call this as more or less a one-way communication, unless and until the people give their feedback. So which is quite possible in social medias, because once you post something, there is always a tendency for the people to give the response. So generally, if it is through a publication or through a newspaper article or through a magazine or some sort of writing or through campaigns, it is difficult to get, comparatively it is difficult to collect the feedback quickly. Before that, I would like to tell the advantages and disadvantages. Various issues can be introduced through mass media, mass communication methods. So, one of the very advantage of mass method is that written materials can be used as a reference materials in the future where you do not have a contact with the extension worker, you can go back and refer to the materials that has been supplied by the agent. So this helps in transferring knowledge, forming and changing opinion, and in types of an emergency disasters like the Kerala deluge that we faced, the recent COVID-19 issues, people can be reached quickly. So in terms of cost effectiveness, it works out to be less expensive and the number of people being reached is comparatively larger. Well, communicating with the masses, interaction is not as easy as possible like the other methods. So the probability is you can come into generalized recommendations and generalized feedbacks. So in-depth discussion of a particular topic is not possible, and handling of a topic becomes difficult because of the mixed composition of the audience. You are giving a particular information to a mass number of population, and so it is heterogeneous in nature and it is diversified as well as so the how the treatment to treatment of a message to a particular audience may not be possible every time. So production of mass communication materials, both printed and projected, are costly and requires special skill also, because you have to develop different sets of skills for writing for a newspaper, for writing an article for a newspaper or a magazine or a farm publication, or even to a Twitter or a blog, or even to an Instagram. The way and nature of writing varies on each of these publications. So it is also difficult to organize mass interactions frequently due to limited resources and other facilities as well. And another thing is, once these materials are out for publication, you cannot control the population or the target group. It can reach to n number of people. So it has both advantages and disadvantages. So the factors influencing the selection of the methods, where which one you want to use on a community setting, whether I should go for an individual method or a group method or a mass method, it depends upon certain factors. And the first one is the nature of the audience. Nature of the audience means it can be the homogeneity, like the age, gender, the level of knowledge, the problems that they face, the needs, interest, everything comes under the nature of the audience. Then the teaching objective, what you are planning to disseminate, or what is your modus of operandi. Then the availability of the time, how much time you have to reach this particular number of people. So that also will have to be taken into consideration while selecting the best and suitable medium for communication. Then the situation, analysis of the situation, as we all know, is very important for identifying the best method. Then nature of the program, where it is a whether it is a 10-day program or a 5-day program or a small program or an evaluation program of the of a government policy or something, or is it a disaster management, will it come under disaster management, or it depends. You might also have seen the advertisements being aired in the televisions or through various channels on the importance of immunization, the reminder messages being sent for taking pulse polio immunizations and all. So all this are coming through mass media. So it depends upon the nature of the program, on which method we need to choose or not. So this is all about the communication methods. Thank you.